welcome to this week's live. I'm just trying to adjust the camera. It seems like I look upside down if I don't do this, so sorry about that. So we are looking at the energy from March 8th to 14th, 2021. And this is week 10 of this year. So 10 is called Born Out of Matter. And 10 holds wisdom, as it's already gone through the cycles from 1 to 9. So it decides to come back into the game, but with all the wisdom that it's been accumulating throughout all the experiences it has had in the past. However, this time it will come back with being able not to fall into the trap of the material world. So it will have a higher perspective of everything that's in his way. And for go back into the game, it will need a lot of courage. So this week will ask us to bring in a lot of courage, connect to the motivations we have to move forward. And so as we're starting a new process, we want to really understand why we are undertaking this new cycle. So it will need to be able to leave behind what was known and be able to go into the unknown. Sometimes that is not easy. We are rather happy to stay with the familiar, even if that's not bringing the energy, the joy, the bliss that we desire to our life, or even if that's not in line with what we are passionate about, because it brings a little bit of anxiety to think of going forward with something we're not sure about. And that's just a little bit of an illusion, because if you think about it, we really don't know what's happening in our life. We have no control over anything. So in this week, you may feel the need to push yourself to move forward with what you like and leave behind the comfort of the known circumstances. And so one of the names of 10 is leaving the scared of your mother. So imagine we're happy to be behind our mother all the time, because our mothers gives us safety, makes us feel comfortable, it nourishes us. But this week we're needing to leave the comfort and the safety of what we know. So 10 plus 5 of the year 2021 gives us a 15-6. 15 is the mind of God trying to tame the personality, so we can become a perfect receptacle of the Creator's idea. So we need to really listen to our inner voice so we can move forward towards the light. And what does the light mean? It means the things we really love, the things we want to start, the new projects, the stuff that we've been receiving in the last week or so about what we would like to move forward with the new way of living that we want to start. So we always have a choice. We can stay looking for indulging the personality, the material stuff, the car, the house, the relationship that is safe, or we can go for what the soul is speaking to us about. So that always takes a little bit more courage to follow, but is the way we will feel more fulfilled with. So you will have that choice. You will perhaps feel that you really need to make a choice of what you really want to do with your life. So decision may be a key word for this week. Make a decision for this week. Now, if we look at the year as a 23, as we've looked in the past, 10 plus 23 is 33. 6. which talks about connecting to our hearts, opening our hearts, connecting to our hearts, and really, really understand what our soul is saying to us. What is it that we really want to do in our lives? And so this is the week to begin. This is the week where we need to move forward with all the ideas we received, with all the things that we've been cooking, you know. The last few weeks, as you know, we had a time where we were, you know, understanding what were the things that we didn't want to continue to do in our lives. We had a week where we had to detox, a week where we had to really leave behind the things that we knew were not contributing towards our upliftment, our alignment to what the soul is asking us to do. And last week we had a little break. Perhaps it was a week where we could we were receiving some new ideas, even the way we wanted to move forward with those new ideas, or even we may have had the opportunity to not do anything, to rest. But this week is a time to start again. So we may need to find the courage, we may need to make some decisions and then get started. So the week starts on the 8th, and 8 talks about transformation, a regeneration. It's a new beginning, in another way of saying it, because now we had the concept and now we're going to start with what we want. But it has to help us align to what we want to do in life. So it's a new kind of beginning. It's a new kind of beginning. It's a transformative beginning. So we have already left behind. We would like to leave behind everything that is no longer serving us, and that will help us heal and transform. And so the 3 of the month will bring clarity about the way forward, the way we have, the way we want to bring the ideas into fruition. 8 plus 3 is 11, and 11 is the number of the prophet. The prophet will need to really accept to be a channel of the light. So, you know, the 11 could be in resistance, and when the 11 is in resistance, could become stubborn, could be angry, could be, decided to, no, this is not the way, why everything me, could be a little bit of a victim. But when the 11 is open to receive, it's a clear channel. So it's the one in front of its God, and in between the space to receive those ideas, to receive that the messages from our soul. So 11 will help us listen a little bit more about the way we need to move forward. So see, we have to find that courage, and once we decide to move forward and we open ourselves to receive, we'll receive all the information we need to move forward. So 11 plus 5 of the year is 16, and we have talked about this number before, is the mirror. So the mirror needs to clear its vision, and what makes our vision cloudy is our emotions. So there may be a process of continuing that, detoxing that, cleansing of the emotional baggage, so we are able to see what we would like to do in this life, leaving behind the limited mindsets, the ideas of I cannot do it, this is too hard, and then see what is the reflection that we want to see in our lives. You know, how we want to be seen, what is that we want to stand for in our lives. So that's the mirror. And 16 goes to a 7. 1 plus 6 is 7. So 7 is again transformation. 7 brings in healing. So as you see, by cleansing those ideas of the past, those things that we thought were limiting us, those thoughts of what we, that victim, and this person did this to me, and I'm not good enough, and so on, we will be able to heal, transform, and move forward. So it's another week of healing. Now, the week finishes on the 14th, and 14, one of its names is the power of the word. So if you think of the 4 behind the 1, the 4 of the inspiration, the insight coming into the 1, so we really can uplift our minds to be really truly communicating from our souls those ideas that we want to stand for in our lives. So 14 plus 3 is 17. 17 is called the Holy Grail. One thing with the 17 is that it needs to accept to be used. So a lot of the energy of the 17 could bring some resistance. So if you're not ready to say yes, you may feel the resistance, you may feel the fear, you may go into a crisis, if you will. But as you start surrendering and realizing that, the opportunities are put in front of you now. You've been given the opportunity to do what you came here to do, and you accept to do so. You feel all this healing and become that real creator, a co-creator, really, the co-creator, being the instrument of the light. So 17 and 5 is 22. So the 17 of the 14 plus the 3 plus the 5 of the year is 22. 22, we've spoken about a couple of weeks ago, is the master builder. So the master builder wants to create a new structure. So you see, the whole week talks to us about, okay, we already have the ideas, we already have the inspiration. Now we have to find the courage to move forward. We know what we don't like. We know how we, the things that really don't work for us. We have that new wisdom. So we are ready to start again with that new insight. We decide to transform, we cleanse our emotional baggage, and now we say yes and we move forward. So we are really becoming a master builder. There's a new structure coming into our lives, and it has to be felt, truly felt. So that 2 behind the first 2 from the 22, if you think about it, it wants us to really understand what we want to do and what we want to build, but not from our mind, from our intuition, what you came here to do, to move closer to that. And so it's also a 13 because it gives us, so it is a 22, 13, 4, and a 13 is the number of the butterfly. So you coming back to when we come out of the cocoon. So last week you could consider as the cocoon, and now we're ready to come out of the cocoon with our new wings to become the butterflies. So it's a renewal, it's a completely new energy and a new way forward. So it's a beautiful week. Now, if we look at the astrological events, on the 10th of March, we have a conjunct, the Sun conjunct Neptune. So the Sun symbolizes our focus in life. And Neptune is the planet that will show us the things that are deceiving us. So the illusion, what I was saying before about the victim mindset, the limitation, those habits that are really limiting us, not letting us move forward and expand. So you will have in front of your face, what are those things that are causing that block? What is blocking you from moving forward? So you may have a little bit of a confrontational moment where you go, oh my God, I hadn't noticed this before in my life. Well, it's time to leave it behind. So it's another healing for you, another big healing. And then on the 13th, we have a new moon in Pisces. So new moons are times for new beginning. And Pisces. Pisces is a dreamy kind of sign. It's a sign that will, it has to show us our illusions. So again, it's a time to realize the things that we've been telling ourselves that are not true. Those ideas and those misunderstandings of the past is the time to clear it. And you see, it's on the 13th. So again, the number 13 coming out again to say it's a new time for you, new beginning, time to rebuild your life with new energy, with the energy of the soul. Align to your soul's desires, what the soul is telling you you need to do, and move forward. So keywords for this week: new beginnings, transformation, decision making, cleansing. All of this you could see during this week. So it's a week to dream big. It's a week to connect and really see what is wanting to be created with within ourselves, connecting to a creative side. So don't worry if you feel a little emotional at some point. Just follow the emotions, as in not in a way of, oh yeah, just I'm so sad, this is terrible, but what is that sadness telling you? What is that frustration telling you? What is it that you need to clear? What is it that you need to leave behind? What is it that you're done with? And start again without the traps of the mind. So I wanted to also remind you about the coming workshops. On the 11th, we have an online workshop, so no matter where you are in the world. It's called Numerology and Our Personal Life Cycles, on the 11th of March at 6:30 p.m. Queensland time. And on the 13th, for those who have already done the foundation course in Esoteric Numerology, we're going to have an afternoon of sharing, doing some charts, learning a little more, asking questions and so on. On the 14th, on the Sunday, we're going to have an afternoon with a new workshop called I Belong. It's a wellness workshop. It's the second part of a 4 workshops series, and it will focus on helping us understand where are those ideas coming from. Sometimes we feel we don't fit in the group. Sometimes we feel like we are not accepted. What is that pain showing us? What is that being caused by? What is the source of that pain? And we'll look at ways of healing those misunderstandings and a way to feel that you actually truly belong, that you really have a tribe. And if you are not surrounded by the people that you connect with, then don't worry, you just have to look around and find that group that fits with what you stand for in life. So again, it's all congruent with what the energy of the week is. So I hope to see you in any of those workshops. Also, if you would like to look at your personal chart, so you can see what's going on inside these cycles that we're looking at, because this is the global energy, everyone moving together in a certain direction. But then we have our own personal tasks, our personal lessons, our personal cycles, and it's always great to understand where we stand, so we know what we're dealing with and why we're feeling in certain ways. So please contact me if you would like to get your chart done. It's really, really mind-opening and really healing. So thank you for being connected with me tonight, and I hope to see you soon in any of the other events. And thank you very much.